Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Julian Grace. Well, this is happening right now. Hundreds of people are gathered in downtown Raleigh for a good cause. Music for the Mountains is getting underway at the Red Hat Amphitheater. Look at that right there. WRAL is a proud media sponsor of the benefit concert, raising money for people in Western North Carolina affected by Helene. Now, you'll notice a QR code at the bottom of your screen. You see it right there. Whenever you see that throughout this newscast, you can scan it and it will take you right to our website where you can donate. Let's get right out to all the action and all the fun. WRAL's Eric Miller, who's joining us live from the Red Hat. Eric.
Yeah, Julie, you got the good assignment here tonight, right? You're a little chilly in downtown Raleigh, but things are really heating up here at Red Hat. Just the last 5 minutes, Fancy Gap has taken this stage here, jamming out in the middle of downtown. One of many bands we got lined up here for this evening. Now, this, of course, all part of a massive effort to try to help those folks in Western North Carolina still hit so hard by Hurricane Helene. So far, WRAL Cares has raised more than $950,000 from thousands of individual donations. With the crowd you're looking at right now, we're hoping to get that number up over $1 million tonight. And we still got some room out here. There's still some tickets available. You want to come down, enjoy the bands that we still have coming out here, those other headliners, Chatham County Line, as well as Old Crow Medicine Show and more. All of that happening downtown tonight, Red Hat Amphitheater. Julian, you don't want to miss it.
Oh, man, that's so much fun out there. Now, Western North Carolina is reaching new milestones in its recovery effort from Helene. Tomorrow, Asheville City School students and staff will return to the classroom on a modified schedule. Bus routes have been tested and food and drinkable water have been secured to make the return possible. Buncombe County school students returned on Friday. A house went up in flames in Durham on the south side of South Miami Boulevard this afternoon. Here it is here. Now, part of the road was blocked off as crews put out the fire. As you can see right there, that fire just going. And WRAL has learned that this is not the first time a fire has happened right here. WRAL's Carly Haynes is live near that scene now. Carly, how do things look out there right now?
Julian, this perspective gives you a good look at the condition of the house. It's completely charred in the back. Its walls open to the outside. This home is destroyed, and the concern here is how close it is to a gas station that's right next to it. Well, Durham Fire says this started around 2:30. It took firefighters about 10 minutes to put the fire out. The man was inside the house at the time. He was able to get out safely. He was not taken to the hospital. The fire today could be seen miles down the road. People described what they saw and smelled.
As soon as I opened the door, I could smell the terrible smell. It smelled like almost, I don't know if you've ever smelled burning tires, but it smelled like burning tires to me. And you could see the black, thick smoke. It smelled so bad.
And this is the second fire in just a few months at this same address. Durham Fire confirms the other one happened on June 8th. And oddly enough, the call came in at almost the exact same time. The home was badly damaged in that fire as well. The Durham County Fire Marshal's office is investigating the cause, and we also saw Red Cross assisting the homeowner. Carly Haynes, WRAL News, live in Durham.
We are getting closer. We're less than 9 days away from polls opening on Election Day, leaving candidates with just about a week to campaign. Vice President Kamala Harris announced a stop in Raleigh this week. It's scheduled to happen sometime in the morning, but more details of the visit have not been released at this time. Her running mate, though, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, is making campaign stops in Charlotte and Asheville the same day. As of now, former President Donald Trump and his running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, are not scheduled to make any stops in North Carolina. Here's the latest look at voting so far in North Carolina. More than 2,740,000 registered voters have already cast their ballots. There are roughly 7,803,000 eligible voters in the state, so that means more than 35% of voters have already turned out. You can use the WRAL voter guide to help make your voting plan. Enter your address to find a sample ballot, to check your voter registration and early voting times and places as well. Find it all on WRAL.com. Just search vote. A shooting at a fast food restaurant in Durham killed one woman last night. Durham County deputies received a call about a shooting at the Cookout on South Miami Boulevard just after 10:30. When deputies arrived, they found 29-year-old Devisa Lee dead at the scene. No word on a motive, but investigators say they believe it was isolated. A man is in critical condition after being shot in Goldsboro. Police were called to Newsom Street a little before 9:30 last night. They found 26-year-old Daquan Sims, who had been shot multiple times. He was taken to ECU Health in Greenville. No arrests have been made or announced at this time. There was another shooting in Goldsboro a little before midnight. Police say Anthony Capps Jr. was taken to the hospital by a friend. The friend told investigators the shooting happened in the area of 6th Street and Wayne Memorial Drive. That investigation is still ongoing as well. Fayetteville police are investigating a deadly shooting on Cowan Street. It happened shortly after 10 last night. Police found 37-year-old Jonathan Eastman at the scene with a gunshot wound. Eastman died at the hospital. Investigators are asking anyone with information to come forward. The Fayetteville County and Cumberland County Crime Stoppers are offering a reward up to $2,000 for tips leading to an arrest. Authorities in Sampson County are investigating a deadly shooting last night on Brantwood Court in Roseboro. An EMS official on the scene told the WRAL Breaking News Tracker that the shooting killed 2 people. We're working to learn their identities and what led up to the shooting. Well, this has been a big conversation today. Security is top of mind for the North Carolina Central University community tonight. Thousands were on campus to celebrate homecoming this weekend when 2 unrelated shootings nearby halted festivities. 4 people, including 1 student, are recovering from gunshot wounds. WRAL's Laura Levine asked the university about its safety protocols and the next steps.
A calm, quiet, and gloomy day follows a very eventful homecoming week for NC Central.
Really just physically exhausted and tired just by all the events.
I caught up with students trying to regroup as the remnants of the party remain. Anaya Noel was out here last night when the celebration abruptly took a turn.
I was scared because I'm like, oh my gosh, there could be a possible shooter close to us and you never know what can happen.
Around 7:45 is when the first alert of an active shooter went out. Police determined 3 shots were fired in the air and no one was harmed.
I was also holding the door open for anyone that didn't have access to my residence hall for them to get inside and hide.
And just before 9 o'clock, a second active shooter alert was sent out to the community. Police say 4 people have non-life-threatening gunshot wounds, including 1 student.
My friends, they also witnessed one of the girls on camp getting hurt. So it's really a sad experience.
I reached out to the university for an interview asking them about safety protocols. Less than an hour later, the university shared this statement with the public. NCCU prepared and executed a comprehensive security protocol in preparation for the celebration of homecoming on Saturday. Despite this extensive preparation, it is not possible to entirely prevent random acts of violence. They also said there are nearly 2,000 security cameras monitored throughout the campus, and NCCU police had over 100 officers from multiple agencies on campus Saturday.
Because this is an open campus, so things that go around the campus and near the campus is very much of a concern to us because they can come on school grounds and anybody can get hurt.
We can't let that from stopping the next homecoming or the homecoming after that. We just got to regroup and then think about what we can do better next year.
Laura Levine, WRAL News in Durham.
We do want to let you know that police did take a suspect into custody for the first shooting. We are working to learn if there are any arrests made in these cases. The university's policy on firearms is on its website. It reads in part, it is a violation of state criminal law and university policy to possess or carry any weapon as defined below on the campus of North Carolina Central University, except as otherwise specifically provided by law. This regulation applies to all faculty, staff, and students, as well as visitors to the campus. Violators of this regulation will be referred for criminal prosecution. In addition, any faculty, staff, or student who violate this regulation may also be subject to disciplinary action. A child and woman were killed in a head-on crash in Durham last night. Police say it happened on Page Road near Holman Road shortly after 8:30. The woman, 35-year-old Sherry Walker, was killed. There was another adult in the car and 3 children under the age of 5. One of the children died. The remaining passengers had non-life-threatening injuries. The other driver, Rodney Brower, was treated for minor injuries. We're working to learn and understand more about the cause of this crash. Halloween is just 4 days away, and North Carolina officials have a serious warning for adults who plan to celebrate. We'll explain what's going to happen starting tomorrow. And you're running out of time to enjoy the 2024 North Carolina State Fair. We'll tell you what's in store for the final hours tonight. Anthony.
It is looking busy out there, Julian. It's a chilly evening, though, for us for the fair and just everything going on with temperatures in the 50s. A little bit of light rain on radar also, but if you don't like these temperatures, I have some warmer weather on the way. We're going to talk about when it gets here coming up.
And we can't forget about this. Music for the Mountains is live. Experience great performances while helping Hurricane Helene relief efforts. Listen live at WRAL.com and donate. Now, every donation counts. Go to WRAL.com and make an impact right now. You're taking a look again at Music for the Mountains. That's going on right now at the Red Hat Amphitheater. We'll have more on how you can donate even though you're not there. Beginning tomorrow, a bridge in southern Wake County will be closing in the evenings and overnights for a construction project. Here are the details. Contractors plan to start work on improvements to the Rogers Lane Bridge over Interstate 87. Rogers Lane will close in both directions starting tomorrow at 9 p.m. nightly. The road will reopen each morning at 5 a.m. Drivers should anticipate delays, remain alert, and follow the detour signs. The DOT hopes the work will be wrapped up a week from today. Concert for the Carolina in Charlotte last night raised more than $24.5 million for Helene recovery. Wow. More than 75,000 music fans filled Bank of America for the sold-out show. North Carolina natives Luke Combs, Eric Church, and others performed. Now, due to the concert's popularity, organizers also made a live stream option. You may recall Governor Roy Cooper says officials estimate Helene caused $53 billion in damage in North Carolina, with a large majority of that damage in the western part of the state. North Carolina's Halloween Booze It and Lose It campaign begins tomorrow, and here's what you need to know. Law enforcement officials will increase their patrols to take drunk drivers off the roads. State officials say people who plan to celebrate the season with alcohol should plan for a designated sober driver in advance of their festivities. The campaign runs through Sunday. I can't believe we are here already. Say it isn't so. Today is the final day of the 2024 NC State Fair. It marks the end of 11 days of fun, food, and education. Did I say food? Yeah, I know I said that. You still have a little time, though, to swing by before the gates close tonight. The fair is open until 11 o'clock tonight, so get on out there. And Anthony, you may have to maybe dodge a couple of spotty showers out there right now.
Yeah, just a couple. I think most of these, thankfully, Julian, are going to stay to the south of the fair, but if you're headed out, it really has kind of that fall feel to the air right now. We have some chilly temperatures. Our rain chances are at least there. There's just a couple of them down to our south and east. Most of those little light showers, though, you can see those kind of pushing their way on through. Places like Fayetteville, Goldsboro, even headed toward my old stomping grounds there in New Bern and eastern North Carolina. Most of that, though, will stay south of the fair, so that's some good news. Here's a look, though, at radar. There's a couple things going on. I'm going to go through this relatively slowly. So we have temperatures there in the box. We're sitting mainly in the 50s and 60s right now, kind of close to the 60-degree mark. Couple showers to the south. You can see those temperatures drop into the, let's say, mid-50s for any dinner plans if you're just headed out the next couple of hours. Overnight tonight, you see the rainfall gets out of here. We should be quiet tomorrow morning. I don't anticipate any big issues for us. We're starting off tomorrow morning 49 there in Roxborough, 52 in Raleigh, 54 in Durham. It'll be a little bit cool, maybe a light sweatshirt or just jacket as you're headed out. But then we go through the day. Temperatures compared to today, probably about 5 or so degrees warmer. We start that warming trend as we head into the upcoming week. 66 degrees there by the time we get to tomorrow afternoon. Totally dry. We'll see some sunshine getting out, and it should be a pretty nice way to start the week, I would say. And then we'll keep this temperatures very close to 70 there as we get into the later portions of our Monday evening. Here's a look at the fair, though. We're sitting at 58 right now. You notice the cloud cover. First of all, though, tons and tons of people out there. I'm seeing lots of the sweatshirts, the bundling up. That's going to be a good bet for you if you're headed out this evening. Otherwise, no major issues. We're sitting again at 58. Our temperatures, though, continue to warm up as we head into the upcoming week. Mid to upper 50s right now. We go down to 41 there in Roxborough tonight, 46 in Raleigh, 47 in Goldsboro. The upcoming week. So let's talk about that. Of course, we have Halloween on Thursday. That is going to be the warmest day out of the next 7. It is not going to feel like a Halloween kind of holiday for us Thursday. Upper 60s tomorrow, 71 on Tuesday. We do see those temperatures climb back up. All in all, it really is looking like a pretty good forecast. If you like the warmer temperatures, or even if you don't, we have kind of a bit of everything there with the 60s as we head into tomorrow. Here's a brand new updated look, though, for you for Halloween. 77 degrees there at 5 o'clock, 71 at 7. It should be comfortable. It will be dry. We'll see just a few clouds. No problems, though, for trick-or-treating and just everything going on. Those temperatures probably dropping there into the 50s by the time we get to Friday morning, but trick-or-treating still in the 60s. Here's a look in the tropics. So we have one area that we're watching at this point. The Hurricane Center bumped this up to a 40% chance of development. The Gulf has thankfully cooled down, and we continue to see those temperatures cool down over the next couple of weeks with the hurricane season ending at the end of November. The Caribbean, though, is still very, very hot, and that's where this is sitting. Way too early to say exactly where that's going to go, if anything will form. The least likely scenario at this point looks like a United States impact. It looks like this will probably affect more of eastern Cuba, but that's something we'll continue to keep our eyes on. We go to 71 for our Tuesday, 79 Wednesday, Halloween there on Thursday. And Julian, hard to believe we are already talking about the fallback time change into next weekend.
So that means a little extra sleep, right?
Yeah, we do get an extra hour sleep, but the sunset getting a little earlier.
Yeah, that's true. It's a trade-off. Yeah. All right, thank you, Anthony. Pat is with us, and Pat, the Blue Devils, they lost a tough one yesterday.
Yeah, and I lost some sleep because I was up late watching that one, but both their current and former coaches still sending some positive messages out there next. And who's ready for some college basketball? Close game versus Johnson C. Smith until it wasn't. Next.
And we can't forget about this. Music for the Mountains is live. Experience great performances while helping Hurricane Helene relief efforts. Listen live at WRAL.com and donate.
And this is a real program. It's not fake. It's not a politician running this program, talking fast and BSing everybody. This is a real program. And for all the recruits out there, this is a real place. And if you want to be really good at football, this is a really good place to be.
Mike Elko putting college football on notice after a 38-23 win over LSU. Some think it was a shot at former A&M coach Jimbo Fisher. I think it might have been a warning for the entire sport. Don't look now, but the Aggies are #1 in the SEC, and Elko spent over 20 years as an assistant coach before Duke finally gave him a shot. So there are great football coaches out there, and that's the key word, football coaches, not politicians, CEOs, and social media influencers. Football coaches still win, and Duke has hired 2 of them.
Here's Murphy, buying time to his right, throws, and incomplete. No flags. SMU wins.
Oh, man, Manny Diaz could have been puffing his chest this morning, too. The Blue Devils fall 28-27 to number 22 SMU. This wasn't about going for 2 in overtime, which was the right decision, by the way. This was about 0 points off 6 SMU turnovers and 3 failed kicks.
That was 2 really good football teams. Whatever anybody think, there's a reason why those 2 teams were 6-1. And you know, Rhett does a great job, and they got a heck of a team. But I'm gonna tell you, we got a heck of a team too.
Elko suffered his share of almost 2 in Durham. The 4th and 16 run by Sam Hartman in Notre Dame. 2 games versus Carolina that came down to the final play. It's hard to separate right now what Diaz is doing from what Elko already did. I kind of think it's like moving into a house and not remodeling. Diaz is building off Elko's foundation, and he kind of has the same taste. It's his first go-around as a head coach didn't work out. Now he's got a chance to send his message when the Blue Devils visit Miami next week.
Just so proud of the guys. They've worked so hard, learned a lot of tough life lessons over the last few weeks.
The emotion hard to contain for Mac Brown and UNC. 41-14 over Virginia. As grounded as everything feels with Duke right now, UNC has been dealing with a higher power. I don't really know how else to explain it. Tylee Kraft dies on the day of the cancer awareness game. A bye week allows them to attend his funeral and grieve. And then Saturday, they finally played a game again. It was by far their best performance of the season, especially the defense. 10 sacks and that incredible Jahvaree Ritzie pick six. Now, it might be too late for Mack Brown. The Tar Heels do need to move on sooner rather than later, but I give him and this team a ton of credit. They could have quit, but like Tylee Kraft, they're going to keep on swinging. This team continues to fight. UNC basketball in an exhibition with Johnson C. Smith. Tight game for the first 10 minutes, and then it wasn't. Elliot Cadeau with an assist to Van Allen Lubin there from the floor. Lubin slams it home. Carolina undersized this year. That's why Hubert Davis wants to play fast. R.J. Davis up to Seth Trimble here. Trimble, he was a monster in the exhibition versus Memphis, and everybody got some in this one. 7 players with double figures, including Jalen Washington. Carolina doubles up Johnson C. Smith, 127-63. They open versus Elon next Monday, Julian.
All right, we'll be watching. Thanks, Pat. And thanks for joining us tonight. Have a good night and a good evening. We'll see you later.